तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगणललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुकुं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Wonderful. Thank you, Madhaji, for joining. So we are on chapter 14, which is specifically talking about the devotional qualification one needs to have to practice bhakti and grow in bhakti. And we are on this paragraph. There are many other instances showing that a devotee need not practice anything but Krishna consciousness. All the good qualities of demigod automatically develop within him. So when we talk about being moral, being nice to people, you don't have to actually practice it separately. That automatically comes when you become Krishna conscious. And that's the greatest need of an hour today. We see so much going around the world, so much mess around the world, but this is one thing. Why? Because we don't realize we are part and parcel of Krishna, and we are soul, but we are being tortured by, or we are being dragged by this material energy to take one body after the other. So when one practices Krishna consciousness, all other good qualities come, whether it is compassion, whether it is not being greedy, whether it is being loving to everyone. Everything just automatically comes when one practice God consciousness. Those who are intentionally practicing to be vegetarian or become non-violent may have good qualification by a material estimation, but these qualifications are not sufficient to make them devotees. So this is important, that not that just being good to others will actually get us out of cycle of birth or death. No, just being vegetarian is not sufficient, because even the vegetables which we eat, they are also living entities. So we also incur sin. However, because we offer it to Krishna, then we don't incur sin. So one may say, how about if I offer non-vegetarian? Krishna doesn't accept only. So which means that formula doesn't apply. A vegetarian is not necessarily a devotee, nor is a non-violent person. But a devotee is automatically both vegetarian and non-violent. We must conclude, therefore, the vegetarianism or non-violence is not the cause of devotion. In this connection, there is a story in the Skanda Purana about a hunter who was converted into a great devotee under the instruction of Narada Muni. When the hunter became a perfect devotee, he was not prepared to kill even an ant. We talked about Mrigrari. Parvata Muni, a friend of Narada Muni, saw this wonderful transformation. There is very beautiful Mrigrari Narada Muni. This is really beautiful actually. Yeah, this is the one. Let me see if you can see this. Can you see the picture, Madhaji?
Yes, I can, Prabhu.
So this is the situation of Mriga. In his previous life, you see it here, he was actually killing animals half dead. Just killing half dead animals actually would actually not even kill them. When Narada Muni came and gave him actually this path, and he told what he has to suffer, he showed him a future broadcast or future lives, what is going to happen to him. And then he understood what has to be done, and Narada Muni asked him to actually take this spiritual life seriously and surrender and leave everything. And he doesn't have to, he was just chanting the name of Krishna, just doing devotional service. Now here Narada Muni is there along with his Parvata Muni is there. So he comes there, and this hunter Mrigali wants to offer obeisances, but there are ants on the floor. He doesn't want even ants to actually get um get killed just because he is just offering pranam. So this is very important aspect in bhakti. No one has to actually practice things separately. A friend of Narada saw this wonderful transformation of the hunter by devotional service and remarked, "My dear hunter, your unwillingness to kill even an ant is not very astonishing. Any person who develops the devotional attitude has all the good qualities automatically manifested. A devotee is never a cause of distress to anyone. If at all one causes the distress to other, they feel really guilty. Why did I cause this?" So Srila Rupa Goswami affirms here in that purification of consciousness, our consciousness is like a mirror which is covered with all dust, and because of that it's foggy. We cannot see ourselves as we are. So when we purify our consciousness, which is clean the mirror of our consciousness, purification of bodily activities, austerity, peace of mind, etc., all become automatically manifest. So this one just thing, which is taking bhakti seriously, taking practicing devotional service with soft heart, thinking that I am the part and parcel of God, and because of other devotees, my bhakti is going on. And when we realize that, we actually become very humble, and we want to help everyone in the path of bhakti, as well as even the people who are not practicing bhakti. Not that we become envious to them, but we think that, oh, how can they come to the path of bhakti? Sometimes they may not accept it, which is okay, but there is compassion within the heart. Srila Rupa Goswami offers here that there are 9 different stages or different kinds of devotional service which are listed at hearing, which we are doing right now. When you hear about Krishna, that purifies our consciousness. When you chant the name of Krishna, when you remember Krishna, when you serve Krishna, when you worship the deity in the temple, you pray to Krishna, you carry out the orders of the Lord, and serving Krishna as a friend and sacrifice everything for him. These are the 9 different kinds of devotional service. And each and every one of these processes is so powerful that if anyone even follows a single one of them, he can achieve the desired perfection without fail. Like we saw the example about Murgari. What did he do? He actually chanted the name of Krishna. He heard what is the name of Krishna. He chanted the name of Krishna. He attained perfection. We see Prahlad Maharaj. He was actually remembering Krishna all the time. He attained perfection. So many examples actually there, which is there. So for example, one is simply attached for hearing about the Lord, and another is attached to chanting the glories of the name. Both will achieve their desired goal in devotional service. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, this has been explained. One may execute 1, 2, 3, or all different processes of devotional service. And at the ultimate end, he will achieve the desired goal of being established in devotional service. There are concrete examples of how the devotees discharge one of these services achieve perfection. King Parikshit achieved the desired goal of life simply by hearing. We were just talking about it. Sukadeva Goswami achieved perfection simply by reciting Bhagavad. Prahlad Maharaj became successful by always remembering the Lord. Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, was successful engaging herself in massaging the lotus feet of the Lord. King Prithu became successful by worshipping in the temple. Akrura became successful by offering prayers. Hanuman became successful by rendering personal service to Lord Ramachandra. Arjuna became successful by being a friend of Krishna. And Bali Maharaj became successful simply by offering all his possessions to Krishna. So these are beautiful examples which are there in Srimad Bhagavatam. One after the other, these are just few. How they attain perfection just by perfecting in even just one aspect of these 9 ways of devotional service. Any questions so far, Mataji?
No problem.
Okay. There are also examples of devotee who discharge all the different items together. In the ninth canto 4, chapter 18, 19, 20 verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a statement about Ambrish Maharaj. Wow, what a powerful personality actually. Ambrish Maharaj was a king, but in spite of being the king, he was so immersed in bhakti. So he actually, this is, we'll read it. There is a statement about who followed every one of devotional services. In this verse, Sukadeva Goswami says, King Ambrish first of all concentrated his mind on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, and then engage his speech in describing the pastimes and activities of Lord. This is being narrated. Every senses how is he engaging in the service of the Lord. He engages hands in washing the temple of the Lord. He engages ears in hearing of the transcendental glories of the Lord. He engaged his eyes in seeing the beautiful deity in the temple. He engaged his body in associating with pure devotees of the Lord. Because when you associate with someone, you have to sit down together, eat together, and in this way, touch of your body with this body is inevitable. Amrish Maharaj made his association only with pure devotees and did not allow body to be touched by anyone else. He engaged his nostrils in smelling the flowers and tulsi offered to Krishna. And he engaged his tongue in tasting Krishna Prasad, which is food prepared specifically for offering to the Lord, the remnants which are taken by the devotees. Maharaj Amrish was able to offer very nice prasad to Krishna because he was king and he had no scarcity of finances. Very nice. Everything can be engaged in Krishna's service. He used to offer Krishna the most royal dishes and would then taste the remnants as Krishna Prasad. I know one devotee, um, she's a very senior counselor in Pune. When she makes any sweets, because the tendency is that when I make, the desire is I'm making it for me. I want to eat this. That's why I want to cook for Krishna. And again, that's I am on the same platform, so please forgive me. But what she does, whatever she makes, she doesn't eat that. Like for an example, she likes sweet, so whatever sweet she makes for the lordship, she doesn't take that. She just give it to other devotees. Why? Because then I would think I would like that and I want to make it. This is very wonderful, amazing, very difficult to practice, but this is wonderful. There was no scarcity in his because he had very beautiful temple wherein the deity of the Lord was decorated with costly paraphernalia and offered high grade food. So everything was available. And his engagement was always completely in Krishna consciousness. The idea is that we should follow in the footsteps of great devotees. If we are unable to execute all these different items of devotional service, we must try to execute at least one of them, as exemplified by previous acharyas. If we are engaged in the execution of all the items of devotional service, as was Amrish Maharaj, then the perfection of devotional service is guaranteed from each one of these items. But the first complete engagement becomes automatically detached from material contamination. Our situation is that we are highly contaminated. Even we try to practice devotional service, our previous conditioning comes in front of us. They actually take us away from Krishna. So when one becomes automatically detached, sorry, with first what with the first complete engagement, we get lose the taste for material objects, and liberation becomes the main servant of devotee. Imagine mukti for people work so hard. She actually comes to the doorstep, beg the devotees, please accept me. But devotee says, no, I just want bhakti. And this is Bilwa Mangal Thakur. He says, if one develops unalloyed devotion to the Lord, liberation will follow the devotee as his maid servant. So Srila Rupa Goswami says the principles of devotional service are sometimes described by the authorities as a path of serving the Lord in opulence. So this is wonderful actually. Any comments or questions here, Madhuri, so far?
No, Prabhu, when you said that the other Mataji wouldn't offer gods
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
doesn't need, but isn't it that she's not eating the prasad then?
Good point, Deepal. So that's why I just clarified. She eats the other prasad which is offered to the Lord, but because she's attached to sweet, so she's like, I will have a tendency that I like the sweet, so I want to make it for the Lord. But
Okay,
and she's a very high platform. So the idea is detachment,
I see.
that I'm cooking it only for the Lord.
Okay, okay.
That's the whole point.
It's yeah. I also have sweet tooth.
I have a same problem. Even just few minutes back, I was just thinking about myself. I made something for the kids, and I know they like it, and I also like it. So I'm like, I after offering, I immediately ate, and I realized I should actually not think like that way.
But Prabhu, I also think is sometimes when you have a deity at home
Mm,
and they become your friends, they become your everything. So
yeah.
in a way, I think sometimes when you urge something for eating, in a
Mm.
way they want to also eat the same thing. That's
Mataji,
my
but that's on a very high stage. We are not at that platform where we understand what Krishna wants to eat.
yeah.
We are on the platform, we are only engaging in our senses, but when we reach to that platform where we can hear the heart of Krishna, then we only want to make what Krishna wants. That's how it works. But right now, we are the servants of our mind. Our mind says, I like this, and then we make that and we eat that.
Yeah.
But very good question. So we'll start chapter 14. Now this is getting now really deep. This is spontaneous devotional service. The answer I gave is specifically on this platform. Mirabai is on spontaneous platform. Srimati Radharani is on spontaneous platform. Srila Prabhupada is on spontaneous platform. Not that they have to actually think about, oh, I have to chant or I have to read, I have to hear. They are Rupa Goswami is on that platform. They are dragged to actually think about Krishna. Their consciousness cannot forget about Krishna. Srila Haridas Thakur, he was when called for the punishment because he was chanting the name of Krishna being Muslim. The Qazi Muslim said, "You stop chanting." He said, "Even if you kill my whole body, my tongue will not stop chanting Krishna's name because it is habitual. I can't even control it." So this is a very deep chapter. Let's try to mesmerize our consciousness with that. Examples of spontaneous devotional service can be easily seen in um, Krishna's direct associates in Vrindavan. So there are two ways of devotional service. One is called as Vaidhi Bhakti, and which is following the rules and regulation, and second is Raganuga Bhakti. Shabri was in Raganuga Bhakti, which is spontaneous devotional service. So Shabri, what she was doing, she was offering that fruit before offering to Ram. She was actually tasting it and offering to Lord Ram. Can we follow her? Absolutely not. We don't eat until Krishna tastes it. We only eat, we only honor prasad. So that's why we just make sure that something is proper, but we can't taste it before in itself. So she is on spontaneous platform, which we cannot follow, and we are not. Krishna comes in our life, he provides that ability, then that's a different story. But none of us can mimic that. The spontaneous dealings of residents of Vrindavan relationship with Krishna are called Raganuga. These beings don't have to learn anything about devotional service. They are already perfect in all regulative principles and have achieved the spontaneous loving service of Supreme Personality of Godhead. For example, the coward boys who are playing with Krishna do not have to learn by austerities or penance or yogic practice how to play with him. They sometimes put Krishna opens, hey Krishna, I got a beautiful dish. Can you open your mouth? And Krishna opens his mouth. They put the flower in his mouth. And Krishna, tu, is dead. We can't do that. That is their spontaneous law. Or Yashoda Maya runs behind Krishna with the stick. Why did you break the butter pot? Why are you doing mischievous activity? We can't understand that because that's on very high loving platform of Naganuga. They have passed all the taste of regulative principles in their previous lives, and as a result, they are now elevated to the position of direct association with Krishna as his dear friends. Why we are not able to see Krishna, though Krishna is there even in deity form, even in holy name, and Krishna is there in everything. He is there on the sky, he is in the earth, he is in every atom, but we can't see him. Why? Because our eyes are anointed with six anarthas: Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mad, Matsarya. But when those eyes are anointed with love of Krishna, then we see Krishna everywhere. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena Santa sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti Yam shama sundaram achintya guna swarupam Govindamadi purusham tamahami. When our eyes are anointed with the love of Krishna, then we see Krishna everywhere. The spontaneous attitude is called as Raganuga Bhakti. Srila Rupa Goswami has defined Raganuga Bhakti as spontaneous attraction for something while completely absorbed in thought of it, with an intense desire, not lust. Devotional service executed with such feeling of spontaneous love is called Raganuga Bhakti. Devotional service under the heading of Raganuga can be further divided into two categories. One category is called as sensual attraction, another is called as relationship. In this connection, there is a statement by Narada Muni to Yudhishthir in 7th canto, 1st chapter, verse 30 in Srimad Bhagavatam. Narada says, "My dear king, there are many devotees who first become attracted to the personality of God for the purpose of sense gratification. From being envious of him, out of fear of him, or from desiring to associate affectionately with him. Ultimately, these attractions become freed from all material contamination. We have Ramanumi coming. Shrupankha was attracted to Lord Ram for what purpose? To enjoy with him. In spite of being a Rakshas, Lord Ram gave her a benediction. In Krishna Leela, she appeared as Kubja, and Krishna fulfilled her desire. So ultimately, these attraction became freed from all material contamination, and gradually the worshipper develops spiritual love and achieves that ultimate goal of life desired by pure devotees. So initially, one may approach Krishna in out of fear, out of sensual attraction, thinking that he's so beautiful, or out of fear or out of envy, whatever way, but they ultimately gets purified, and that's an important aspect here. The gopis may be considered to be examples of spontaneous love and sensual attraction. It apparently looks like, but that is not lust here, because those gopis were actually rishis, munis in Ramalila. They wanted to associate with Lord Ram, and Lord Ram said, I am one Patni Vrata, but when I come as Krishna, I will fulfill all your desire. And they appeared as gopis. The gopis are the young girls, and Krishna is a young boy. Superficially, it seemed that the gopis are attracted to Krishna on the grounds of opposite sex. Similarly, King Kamsa was attracted to Krishna because of fear. Kamsa was always fearful of Krishna because it had been foretold that his sister's son Krishna would kill him. Shishupal was also envious of Krishna, and the descendant of King Yadu, due to their family relationship with Krishna, were always thinking of him as one of their members. All of these different kind of devotees have a spontaneous attraction for Krishna in different categories, and they achieve the same desired goal of life. This is very deep actually. When Shishupal was actually born, he would keep ill words to Krishna. He would keep talking. So he was cursed that he will die in the hands of Krishna. So his mother begged forgiveness from Krishna. Please, 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 don't kill him like that. He said, okay, I will forgive his 99 offenses, in terms of if he keep giving me speaking ill words for me, I will tolerate till 99 words. But after that, I will kill him. So she said, yeah, that's fine. So when there was a Rajsuya Yagya which was happening, and Lord Krishna was assigned the Yagnya Purusha, which is the Yagnya has to be offered to Krishna, and he could not control, and he actually went beyond 99. And Krishna actually released the Sudarshan Chakra, which cut off the head of Shishupal. And then what Yudhishthir saw at the time, the soul of Shishupal entered into Krishna's body. And he was amazed. I'm like, how is that? This guy was trying to using very bad words to talk about Krishna. How come he got liberated? And that's what Narada Muni explains, that this is ultimately of Krishna. Any questions so far, Mataji?
Sorry, Prabhu. I just okay. So that means if one person still talking ill about Krishna, they also
Uh,
can get like liberated.
I'll very good question. So, for an example, when Muslim people say Muslim people have a gali called as haram.
Yeah.
So, in the end, there is Ram. So, they still get the benefit of chanting the name of Ram. So, Lord is so merciful, even for such people, Krishna gives them liberation. So, of course, we don't want to follow that route. We are bhaktas, we want to give pleasure to Krishna, we don't want to give gali to Krishna. But the point which this line or this thing which is bringing us, the how Lord is so compassionate. If he can deliver Shishupal, he can deliver Kamsa, why not us? And that is the point which is the main focus here, to understand that we don't want to become envious of Krishna, we don't want to be an enemy of Krishna, we want to be a servant of Krishna, we want to be a friend of Krishna, we want to be a lover of Krishna.
Now another question arises because of the last the line that we discussed.
Hmm.
Now these days we have seen like with the religion attacking and this and that. So now my question is,
Hmm.
you just said that you should not be like the other bhaktas or other persons to curse it or do something.
Hmm.
um, but when someone killing in front of your hi someone,
Yeah, they'll
how,
get the
sorry,
they will get the sins,
they
Mataji.
will get the
Killing.
sin. But then, like Krishna itself say that, like, um you should not also, how do I say, what do I was gonna have a very like, जो पाप करना भी मना है, पाप भी तो मना है.
Discuss about this point couple of times, and I want to bring this point. Very important. When someone is trying to do something wrong, you can stop it. But there is a limit. You have certain control which you can't go beyond that. So for an example, the government can catch hold of person and hang him to death. And if I think I will do that, what will happen to us? We will all, because we are not in that position for that. I'm not saying you should not do anything for it, but at the same time, what I'm trying to do is whatever can be done, you call the cop, you can call whoever has to be called to intervene and take care of that situation.
Yeah,
But you have certain control over it. You don't have you are not the judge, you are not the prime minister, so you can't control those things.
true.
But at the same time, that does not mean that you don't even intervene itself. So for an example, a person who is doing this wrong thing, you call 911 and you call the cops saying that can you take care of this situation. We can't take things in our hand, because if we do that, then we will be caught up.
That's right.
So certain aspects we can intervene, and certain aspect we can't intervene. So there is a good and there is bad in this world, and it will always be there,
Yes, bro. Thank you.
because it is all the propensity we have, and because of which we perform certain actions. So what people like Narada Muni, we are not at that platform. So Narada Muni can transform the heart of Mrigrari. We can become Narad, we can followers of Narada Muni. How? By we practicing devotional service very sincerely. That other changes. But at the same time, some people are so sinful, even by coming in association of such great people, they actually attack them. Like Srila Prabhupada, who came, and Srila Prabhupada was living in New York, and then he was staying at one person's house. This person was favorable, was coming to hear Prabhupada's um, discourse. However, his challenge was that he was addicted to drugs. And when he would take drugs, even after knowing that he shouldn't, he would lose control.
Mm.
And one time he actually was about to kill Prabhupada. He was about to attack Prabhupada. And Prabhupada just left from that apartment and then never saw him again, whatever it is. So certain people have that such a simple tendency to actually, in spite of understanding what is right and wrong, they actually get into that. So we can do certain places, but we can't ultimately do that. If you talk about out of 1 billion people, you may have 90 million people who are doing that. How many people you will be able to take care?
Yes.
And this is unfortunate situation actually. We see everywhere, and that is what is happening right now.
Yeah. It's very sad. They destroy everything.
Very sad, man. Really sad what is happening. Please, whatever is happening, I don't want to speak about that. We are online, the things are getting recorded and all this stuff. It's very difficult, Mataji situation. Can we control over it? I can't control it because they are happening at much higher level than I can intervene.
Prabhu, this war is nothing. Krishna couldn't even do anything about the Mahabharata happened.
Yeah,
He he wanted to happen that way, so people can get to know about that stuff. So everything people know, still they wanted to do it. So
imagine if Duryodhan, who knew who is Krishna, and Krishna coming as Shanti Doot, and he's trying to attack Krishna himself. How would you understand that? Very difficult. So Krishna has given all of us a free will, which comes for free. But at the same time, we have to really think through that it's not free. We have to really make wise choices there.
Yes, Prabhu.
And unfortunately, we are not the controller. What to talk about anybody else, Mataji? We can't even control our own body. When the body gives us trouble, our health is disturbed. How much we can do? We can't do much actually. Hai na?
Mm. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you. The attraction of the gopis for Krishna and the affection of the members of Yadu dynasty are both accepted as spontaneous or raganuga. Now, this is important clarifying. The attraction of Kamsa to Krishna and fear and the attraction of Shishupal and we are not accepted as service. You're with me so far, Mataji?
Yes.
This is not bhakti. However, because their attitudes are not favorable, okay, that is Krishna's mercy, he delivered them. Not that they were doing right thing. Devotional service should be executed only in favorable frame of mind. Therefore, according to Rupa Goswami, such attractions are not considered to be devotional service. Again, he analyzes the affection of Yadus. If it is on the platform of friendship, then it is spontaneous law. But if it is on the platform of regulative principles, oh, I have to do this, then it is not. And only when affection comes to the platform of spontaneous love is it counted in the category of pure devotional service. None of us are at that platform. This is all theory for us, but this is very important that by Krishna's mercy we can actually attain that once. By understanding what is their mood, what is their bhava, how their love for Krishna is so thick, so gada when we call it as. There may be some difficulty in understanding that both the gopis and Kamsa achieve the same goal, like you were saying. So this point should be clearly understood because the attitude of Kamsa and Shishupal were different from that of gopis. Although in all these cases the focus is on Supreme Personality of Godhead and all of the devotees are elevated to spiritual world, there is still distinction between these two classes of soul. In the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that the absolute truth is one, God is one, Krishna is one, that he is manifest as impersonal Brahman, which is Brahman Jyoti. Above that is Paramatma, and third is Bhagwan. And here is the spiritual distinction. Although Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan are at the same and one absolute truth, devotees like Kamsa and Shishupal could attain only to Brahman effulgence. Did it answer your question, Madhaji?
So, sorry, say that again, Prabhu. I didn't understand last moment.
Although Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan are the same and one absolute truth, devotees like Kamsa or Shishupal could only attain the Brahman effulgence.
Oh, Brahman Jyoti. No.
Let me show you a picture. Give me 1 second. This is important. Can you see the picture?
Yes. Which one, Prabhu?
Yeah,
Very
give me one
small.
second. Yeah, give me 1 second. I will open. Can you see the picture now?
Yes.
This is not a complete picture. Give me 1 second. This is probably no. Give me 1 second, okay, Madhuri?
No problem.
This is a complete picture. Can you see this picture?
Yes, but I cannot.
Alright, 1 second. 1 second. Can you see this picture?
Yes.
You see this sphere,
Yeah.
green one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the material world.
Right.
In this material world, there are unlimited universes,
Yes.
and Karna Dakshai Vishnu is creating all these, and he enters in these universes as Garbhodakshai Vishnu. This is one universe zoomed. You are with me so far?
Yes.
We are in this planet right now.
Mm-hmm.
The topmost planet is Brahma's planet, which is mentioned here, Brahmaji.
Yeah.
Now, above this is Brahman Jyoti. Brahman Jyoti is in between spiritual world and material world.
Okay.
Okay. So, which means when you cross out the material world, Brahman Jyoti offers you unlimited life. You don't die. You get out of cycle of birth and death. This can be one of the mukti.
Okay.
So when we talk about Kamsa and Shishupal, where did they enter? They entered into Krishna's light.
Mm-hmm.
With me so far? Now let's talk about. So there is Sadashiva, there is Vankutha, there is Narsimaloka, and you see there is Varaha Loka, right? And there is Ayodhya Dham, there is Dwarka Dham, there is Mathura Dham, and there is Goloka Vrindavan. Where do devotees go? Devotees go into the Loka or any of these Loka based on whom they have relationship with. If they are in love with Lord Ram, they go to Ayodhya in spiritual world. So when Krishna go Sakha gopis, where do they go? They live here.
Okay, Prabhu.
Makes sense now?
Yes.
Okay. Let's move back to a reading. So where did Kamsa and Shishupal enter? They entered into Brahman effulgence, right, Mataji? Any analogy can be given with the sun globe and sunshine. To remain in sunshine does not mean one has gone to sun globe. Make sense? These two lines.
Yes.
Sun is there and sunshine is there. You can say sunshine is coming from sun, but it is not same.
Yes, because we cannot go to sun. We're gonna die.
We will die, but there are living entities who can live in sun.
Wow.
The temperature of the sun globe is different from the temperature of sunshine. One who has gone through, if you can go on mute, I'm not talking
Yes.
over here and go back. Thank you. One who has gone through the sunshine in jet planes or in spaceship has not necessarily gone through because when we go on planet or when you go in the plane, we go much higher. It looks like we are close to sun, but we are not. We can only see the sun rays. We can see sun as a plate, but we cannot see sun glow. Although sunshine and sun globe are actually one and the same. Still, there is a distinction. For one is the energy and one is energetic source. So the absolute truth and his bodily effulgence are in the way simultaneously one and different. Kamsa and Shishupal attained to the absolute truth, but they were not allowed to enter into Golok Vrindavan abode. Because impersonalists and enemies of the Lord are, because of attraction of God, allowed to enter into the kingdom, but they are not allowed. Oh, sorry, Krishna. Did I? What happened? Uh, oh, Krishna, give me 1 second. It just went on this. Absolute truth and his bodily effulgence are in the same, and Kamsa and Shishupal attained to the absolute, but they were not allowed to enter Goloka. Right? Impersonal enemies of Lord are, because of attraction of God, allowed to enter into kingdom, but they are not allowed to enter to Vaikuntha planets or Golok Vrindavan planet. To enter the kingdom and to enter the king's palace are not the same thing. Like for an example, entering to America or entering to Canada does not mean we are in Toronto. Makes sense, right, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
So similar thing. So they entered to Brahman Jyoti, but they never entered the Golok Vrindavan, though it is part of, but not in Vankutha, any of the Vankutha planets. So Sri Rupa Goswami is trying here to describe the different achievements of impersonalists and personalists. Generally, those who are impersonalists and are inimical to Supreme Personality of Godhead get entrance only into impersonal Brahman. And when and if they reach spiritual perfection, the impersonal philosophers are in one sense like the enemies of the Lord, because the out and out enemies of the Lord and the impersonalists are both allowed to enter only into impersonal effulgence of Brahman Jyoti. So it is to be understood that of similar classification. Impersonalists are those people who think God is light, God is energy, God doesn't have a form, He doesn't have body, He doesn't have eyes, He doesn't. They think like that. Those are impersonal. God is not energy, He is energetic. Energy comes from energetic. So God is energetic. and actually are the enemies because they cannot tolerate the unparalleled opulence of the Lord. They try always to place themselves on the same level with God. Some of them think that, oh, I'm God, you are God, everyone is God. That is ridiculous because they are envious. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's proclaimed that the impersonal is to be offenders of the Lord. One kind of people are atheists who don't believe in God. Of course, they are worse, but more than them, when they think about God as like a light, God is just, oh, I'm God, you are God, everyone is God. They are even worse.
Prabhu, they even they think they're atheist, but they always believe on before your dad die, you should do that, and after they even die, they don't even perform their rituals properly because like they think if they're living and that time if you did not take care of them, what's to do after they die. I'm like, you are not getting the whole thing right, but you
Correct.
cannot argue with them. So they are that much atheist. So like, Hare Krishna, like move on,
Ah,
because these people will not understand the point.
actually, even if they say they are atheists, they are not. Behind the scene, they have a fear of God. So when certain things happen in their life, even though they don't feel that I don't want to show off, I'm just one second. Mark. I'll just put you on mute and you can unmute whenever you're speaking. I don't know why but I hear an echo back, and it just happens on this. I don't know why, but that's okay. Whenever you want to speak, you speak, and then I'll this thing. So coming back to, you shared a beautiful point, which is if they in back of their mind they have a fear of God, but they don't want to show off that I'm religious. So when certain things happen in their life, no, which is beyond their control, then they show, "Oh, yeah, maybe God is doing to us." Hey, just now you said there's no God. You don't agree, don't believe in God. Then why are you bringing the God? So when something bad happens, they want someone to blame because they can't handle things. So at that time, they use an opportunity to blame God. It is because of you. But when good things happen, they want to take a credit to them. Or if someone dies in their family, oh, we have to do these rituals and we have to do because they are fearful. But they are not actually atheists. But they want to show people, oh, I don't believe in God, and that's the problem. Makes sense, right, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, but I only I can see in the Hinduism. This thing I can only see in the Hinduism because I don't know any other religion. They always follow everything, but only the Hindu people that I have seen, either they're in or they're out. There is no grace between. It's
In
very
Hin-
sad to see, but that's how it is, I guess. Like that's why they say, like like we have even in like in our country, like there is these kind of people. They are the main culprit because you cannot see them as a different kind. Is your own kind, but that's their the faulty one, I would say. It's very sad. Sorry, Prabhu, go ahead.
no, no, this is good. In Hinduism, it is more, Mataji. I agree, but even in other religion, it is there. Even some other religion, they will use that as a medium to actually perform some heinous act also. So, which is also wrong. But irrelevant, whatever it is, in Hinduism, it is more like you said. I agree on that because again, there are many reasons for that as well. Some people, maybe rascals, they don't want to believe, which is different story. But some people are become atheist or some of that because they see wrong examples, and then they see, oh, why if such person is such spiritualist people are doing like that, then why should I follow spirituality? I don't want to do that. So some of the people become atheists like that. But yeah, unfortunately, you're right, a big ratio is there because people are bewildered, and with wrong example they get even more bewildered. I agree.
Like I have seen so many Western people come to India and do bhaktis, and our own people, they just don't want to do anything. They're just following the Western culture, and they're just enjoyment full on. I mean, you do enjoy at a certain point of your life. Everybody does, and after that, when you come to realization, then at least you should change. In these people, after even they realize, they still doing the same thing over and over.
You brought up a good point, Manaji. So when we talk about there is Prabhupada gives a beautiful example in Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada gives an example about the old crow and new crow. So he very beautifully mentions the old crows when they go. What where do the crows go to eat? When there is a field where there is garbage, that's where the crows go. And then the old crows are tired of it. Man, it's same garbage, same place. But when the new crow comes into that garbage, wow, this is 5 star. I want to eat that. And he is very enthusiastic about those activities. Oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. This is so amazing. So we are our culture, or our not culture, but most of us, when we come to Western countries or when we see Western culture, we are like new crows. So when we talk about these Western people, they are like old crows. They have seen all this. They understood what is going on here, and they feel, oh, it's useless. But when we come in, Roddy, wow, this is great. I can drink, I can smoke, and I can have unlimited sex. I can have any number of relationship. Those are like new crows. Like just day before yesterday, I was just whatever the additional items are, extra items, I'm just selling it off on marketplace. So one Westerner came, and I was selling yogurt maker. So he came and he said, yeah, you know what, in Americans eat, this guy was American, he said, they eat so much, what do you call, stored food, storage food, like what do we call, what is the right term for that?
Processed food.
Process, thank you. So he said Americans eat so much processed food, it is just ruining people. This guy was old, but not super old either. So he was like, I want to take care of my health. I don't want to eat this processed food and all that stuff. My own yogurt, and I want to eat that because yogurt is really cultured and it's very nice for the health versus whatever the processed food they eat. I was amazed because what Indians you see, I am shocked. The Costco culture, and I'm sorry to bring that, putting taking things and storing it in, people have three fridges, two to three fridges. I'm shocked. Why do you need so much? If you have to go, you can go once a week, and why you have to put in the freezer? Why you need to eat processed food? It's a big problem. It's a big problem actually, because we trying to see, oh, we want to eat, what are these guys like? To be honest, the cornflakes and all that stuff was never a concept in India before.
Now is in India as well. It
Yeah,
included there, and that's the worst thing little kids can have early in the morning. Cornflakes is full of sugars, nothing else.
donuts and all that stuff in the morning. Oh, Krishna. Anyway, coming back to the point, it's unfortunate situation. All the restaurants here, even I would say McDonald's is a big thing in India. Here, people don't even care. McDonald's cheapest store, cheapest stuff gets here, but there they think it's a premium store, and those stores are more busy than any paratha shop or pav bhaji shop or dosa shop.
If you go to India, Prabhu, it's all the street vendors. I think I like those over any five-star hotel because that's a fresh one. They make you in front of your eyes and then just sell it and they go home. They don't carry forward. But these people now is like a Squiggy, Zomato, and all that other online platforms. They buy food, although there's some vendors probably included, but you don't know what kind of oil they're frying in and what kind of stuff. Everything is paneer. Like paneer is crap. One of the most horrific can you can find unless you're making your own paneer at home. And कुछ नहीं होता. Paneer is like a full of arrowroot and what is that other thing? Urea and all no toxic stuff people are putting into that and people are eating it. It's a slow poison world, Prabhu. Nothing else.
Crazy, crazy. Unfortunately. Welcome to Kali Yoga. Anyway, I think we will continue next week from here. Sometimes an impersonalist, but just to summarize what we discussed today. So So in chapter 5 we covered, chapter 14 we covered talking about the 9 ways of devotional service. Even if one takes, even if person takes one seriously, they can attain perfection. We took so many examples: Prahlad Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj. We talked about Sukadev Goswami. We talked about Parikshit Maharaj. And then we also gave an example about Amrish Maharaj, who actually not one, but he applied more than one, engaging all his senses in different various activities of devotional service. And then we came to this chapter, which is talking about the spontaneous devotional service, which is not on Vaidi platform, which we are practicing right now because we don't have love for Krishna. We are just being kind of trying to be Krishna conscious, not that we are Krishna conscious. Trying to chant, trying to read, trying to hear, and whatever it is, trying to attend Mangla Arati and everything. So those are on the Vaidi Bhakti platform. So Raganuga Bhakti, we first paragraph Srila Rupa Goswami is talking about like the gopis, or like who they are in love with Krishna. So their love is not tinged with envy or this or fear, which is what we gave an example about Kamsha and Sisupal. So though they also attain spiritual world, but what part of spiritual world they attain? They attain Brahman Jyoti. They never attain the Vaikuta planets. Why? Because they are envious or they are fearful about God. But you can't enter to spiritual world with any of those bhava. To attain to spiritual abode, one has to have either a friendly relationship with Krishna, a serving relationship with Krishna, or friend, fatherly or motherly relationship with Krishna, or as a lover. Only those bhava or those moods can let you enter the spiritual abode. But right now we are not on that platform, so we are worshipping Radha Krishna in the mood of servant. But when we perfect our life, real Baba will come, and then we will know our real bhakti. We will know real place in spiritual world. So that is what I wanted to share. Again, for being interactive, asking these questions. Please keep asking, otherwise it just becomes one way. And thank you for since to practice Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Rupa Goswami ki jai.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. I'll end now.